In this video, we're going to be looking at off-blocker defense. Here's an example where the opponents set their left side. Now, there's going to be rules in off-blocker defense, but the biggest rule is going to be what you see the relationship with the hitter and the blocker. And here you can see a position where the blocker has taken, the right front blocker has taken a position way inside the court. So we have to defend this situation, and in this situation the player in zone 6 would move towards the 1-6 seam. The player in zone 1 would get deeper. We want the middle blocker to jump even though she's late, because you can touch a lot of balls sometimes even when you're late. We want the player in zone 4, the left front, to move along the net. The middle front's going to be jumping up. The left front's going to be responsible to pick up tips and anything off the block. We want the player in zone 5 in this situation to move down and to her right, because the player in zone 6 has been moving to her right because the block was so far inside. So that's a little bit of a special situation, but every situation depends on the block relationship with the attacker. Here's another left side set. This time the player in zone 4, we want to come along the net. Want the off blocker coming along the net so she stays out of the vision of the cross-court digger, and she'll be responsible for all the tips and block deflects indicated by the white arrows. The player in zone 5 in this instance should be positioned on the inside edge of the left hand of the middle blocker, and so she's positioned in a good place right there for when the ball's being contacted. The player in zone 6, and that was indicated by the red line, the player in zone 6 should be in position, able to see the hitter in the seam of the block and on the left side of the left hand of the right front blocker indicated by the purple line. We want the player in zone 1 in this defense to get a little bit deeper, because the off blocker is going to be responsible for all tips and all block deflects. So check the position of the players there in that instance. Now we'll take a look at a back set. Again, this is a little bit special situation because the middle blocker got faked out, but we still want her to move and jump even though she's late. The player in zone 2 has got to go along the net. By dropping into the court like this, you get in the vision of the player in zone 1. So we want to move along the net as the off blocker first. In this situation here, because we have a single block up, we'd want the player in zone 6 to move to her right and get on the inside edge of the right hand of the middle blocker. We'd want the player in zone 5 to be a little bit deeper, the player in zone 1 to be a little bit deeper, and like I already mentioned, the player in zone 2 to move along the net. And we want that middle blocker jumping even though she's late. We'll take a side set.